Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another StarCraft 2 cast with me, the Strict StarCraft. And let's jump straight into this one. It's a diamond game from Cast It over on Reddit today. And spotting up to the top right as our blue Terran player, it is Elch. Elk? I don't know. EU Light. And his opponent in the bottom left, our red Protoss. This one is going to be difficult. It is TTumbeNuß. Yes, I don't know. We have a red Protoss versus a blue Terran. It's a TVP, and we have something really strange going on here. I saw a triple SCV moving out. One stopped to build a depot, but is now following the others, and they're dropping down proxy barracks right here. Our red Protoss is fortunately moving out to scout very quickly, so he's gonna spot that very soon. Right now, he's got a gas and a gateway coming down, and that's pretty much it. Nothing more than that right now. And he can't really know that this is going down, of course. The only thing he can do now is scout it out, and as soon as he sees this depot and scouts the fact that there is no CC, then he should know that there is something fishy going on or something cheesy. But unfortunately for him, he is going for an expansion of his own, so he's going to be really low on minerals, and he's going to have a delayed cyber core too. Or is he building a nexus? Please don't. Yes, he skips it. He goes for a cyber core instead. Good choice. He realizes something is amiss and plants down another pylon here, potentially for photon overcharge later on. Perhaps a second gateway could come in handy as well. But the most important thing is that he has scouted this out right now, so he knows that something is amiss here. He's going to be scouting this out later on, but pure marine being produced right now from Elch. Elch has not built any geysers, so this is going to be a pure marine build here. And pretty much an all-in here, unless he kills a lot of probes, unless he sets them like equal on harvesters. And yeah, there's the second gateway I talked about earlier. Super important, I think, to hold this off. And Mudship Core is going to be vital as well. The Mudship Core with photon overcharge is so good against marines with that pylon overcharge. But the bunker is coming down here, and I don't think these pylons are going to be able to hit that with the pylon overcharge. Oh, the Zealot taking a lot of fire. Needs to be saved, and he does save it. Mudship Core is going to come out, can drop pylon overcharge immediately. No pylon overcharge. There we go. The pylon has already taken some damage, but it survives, and it pushes this back for now. The marines in this bunker are not going to be able to shoot anything of value, really. They don't have that range. But Mudship Core here can keep these marines pretty far away for quite some time. Stalker walks out, and the wrong distance, but yeah, another pylon overcharge coming down, keeping these marines back, as I said. And I think he's going to have enough energy for another one as soon as this one runs out. Trying to get more pylons up, really good choice. But he just needs, what he needs to focus on is continuously building stalkers. Need to drop a pylon overcharge on this one. There you go. He does not want to choose the one that is already taking some damage, because of course it can die. So now 3 stalkers are out, and stalkers are pretty good against marines, but he can't keep doing stuff like that. If he can pick off this SUV, that would be great, but it's not worth it if he's wasting stalkers. Losing 2 stalkers right there, not good at all, and the Mudship Core doesn't have enough energy here for photon overcharge just yet. He's gonna have to pull probes here, I think, soon, and marines with stutter step are pretty damn good against probes. He can't afford to lose this pylon. There we go, pylon overcharge coming off, but the marines are just stepping out of that range, and the Mudship Core is so low. He should probably waste or like throw the Mudship Core away, because he can rebuild one with a lot of energy very quickly. But now he's getting a full surround with the probes. I think it's going to be enough to clean these marines up. And the most important thing right now is the harvester count. Who is ahead? Harvester count is 12 to 22. Mudship Core soon enough energy. 20. No, it dies. So he needs to rebuild it immediately. Marines going a bit too close, I think. Probes trying to get us around. The marines can run to the bunkers though. And yeah, looking tricky here for our red Protoss. That Mudship Core needs to come out really soon. But the pylons are just dying here, and without pylons, the Mudship Core can't really do a whole lot to fend this one off. Mudship Core pops, but no pylon to photon overcharge on. That is in range of those marines. Needs to stutter step these stalkers. A lot of these marines are pretty low, actually, down in the red here. Probes being pulled once more. A lot of marines are here though, and all the red ones run into the bunker to hide. And a lot of probes going down. He's deciding to focus down this bunker. I'm not too sure on that choice. He does clean it up, but the probe count is 12. Oh, the harvester count is 12 to 2 rather. 12 SCVs to 2 probes. 3 probes now. He needs to continuously produce probes here. And our red Protoss is pushing this back with the 2 stalkers and the Mudship Core. He does manage to clean it up by by throwing all the probes against his opponent as well. But Elch is still ahead in the harvester count, and he's got mules too, so it's going to be super far ahead. I would like to see these stalkers move out, like go to his opponent, try to run into the mineral line, because the Mudship Core can probably fend off any aggression at home with like triple photon overcharge available pretty soon. So I think that would be a cool idea, but of course I understand that our Red Protoss doesn't really know what is going on. He doesn't know how many harvesters his opponent has, and it's a huge risk to move out, because if these Marines get to his mineral line, then he's going to go from 6 to 0, and he can't really afford to do that right now. A lot of Marines pushing up though, but there are 4 Stalkers here. Somehow, some way, our Red Protoss found enough money to build 4 Stalkers, or at least 2 additional ones. And he's pushing these Marines back for now. Like, 4 Stalkers can easily take on 5 Marines. Shouldn't be a problem unless 2 pop and they get a really nice high ground attack in. So our Protoss, he could work on his micro. Shouldn't really push up ramps like this against Marines. That's nothing you want to do. Should rather just stay up here or try to be aggressive himself at his opponent's main base. Now the Marine count has slowly increased. We're up to 9 Marines right now, and no more Stalkers are being produced, relying just on the ones that he has right here, and the Mudship Core's photon overcharge, of course. But with the Chrono Boost and the continuously producing SCVs, he has managed to catch up at least somewhat. 11 probes now to 15 instead of that 2 to 12 that we had earlier. So our Red Protoss is slowly catching up. But of course, with mules, our Red Terran is going to be ahead in the economy still. He has started mining gas as well, so it's just a matter of time, I think, before our Blue Terran pulls ahead in this one. The one who drops down the expansion first, I think, is going to take a huge lead if they can hold on to it. Elch, as you can see, is dropping down a factory right now, so no CC coming in from him. It looks like he wants to keep up the one base aggression here against this Protoss, and I can't really blame him, even though myself, I would probably go for an expansion. But I understand that he wants to really push the effort here and to try to make something happen, because he thinks that our Protoss player is really low on probes, which he really isn't anymore. He has started to catch up, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of pylon overcharges coming down, and still only these 4 Stalkers, up to 8, 1, and 0, 5 kills. So still a decent amount of kills here on these Stalkers. And in the units lost, our Protoss player is still behind, not by too much here. 6 Stalkers now, they have a lot of DPS, and of course with that additional range and speed, they can easily kite against these Marines. And it's really difficult to get a whole lot of value out of these Marines in this position. No combat shield, no stim pack coming in. The first tech lab is dropping down, but that is on the factory. So a Banshee follow-up here. Oh, that is going to be so annoying to deal with here from our Red Protoss. He's just managing to hold on against these Marines, and he's gonna have Banshees in his base soon, I guess, with Cloak too. And yeah, that's going to be tricky. A couple of Stalkers do fall, 2 I think, perhaps a 3rd one. Nope, just the 2. No, up. The Mudship Core. The Mudship Core dies. But still, only losing 2 Stalkers there, pretty good. And now in the armor supply, it's 16 to 6. So the only thing that can get our Terran player really, that can give him a lead once more, is these Banshees. And no, yeah, he's going for Banshees. Could have been a Liberator too. That would have been cool. But nope, just a Banshee with the Cloak, and our Protoss player needs to scout this out or just drop a blind Robo here. Robos are always good to have. 1, they grant you detection, and 2, they give you great like late game potential here in PvT. So there's a Robo coming down right now from our Red Protoss. Very nice for him. And that is like so important. It's going to be very vital if he wants to survive in this game, because he needs Observer stat. So I really like this decision, even though it's a blind thing and he doesn't really know that there's Banshee incoming. 3 Marines here in this bunker. A couple of SCVs are going to die here. They're going to try to repair this bunker up, but as in doing so, they're going to sacrifice a few of themselves. So workers kill is 22-7. So as you all understand, of course, our Protoss player has lost more probes, but the Banshee's gonna get caught here, and the Stalkers are a lot faster than Banshees. They can of course hide over here in the airspace, but 4.13 on that movement speed and 3.85. So Stalkers are a lot faster. They can catch up to the medevacs, but fortunately the medevac does run over there to try to hide in the airspace. Now these barracks have been landed over at the natural of our Protoss player, and 3 Marines are going to be popping here. This is pretty cool. But 3 Stalkers are already here. Pylons are in position, so this is going to get thwarted immediately, and our Terran player needs to lift these off once more. Or he could try to delay the expansion of our Protoss player, which would be kind of cool. A tank is in position now to fend this one off just as the Banshee moves out. But of course, the Robo is up, as I mentioned earlier. Observers are coming out, and more Stalkers are being built. So, I mean, Stalkers are pretty good against Banshees, photon overcharge, all that good stuff. The Banshee can die very, very quickly. So, unless these Stalkers are completely out of position. Because now the Banshee comes in. She is cloaked. There's no Observer in the mineral line. So this is what our red Protoss sees. Where are the observers? Here's one. Where's the other? It's over there. So the observers are very out of position, even though he built 2 and he knew that this Banshee was coming. Observer does spot the Banshee now, but it's quite out of range of those Stalkers. There we go. So Banshee escaping once more, coming in here, try to pick off a couple of probes. Gonna get one more. There we go, moving out with 4 kills. That's still very good, since our red Protoss scouted it out. He built an observer to fend it off. So 4 probes on a Banshee with cloak isn't quite worth it, but I would say it's a lot more than he could have expected to kill. The command center is finally coming down from our blue Terran. But our red Protoss is still ahead in the overall supply. Keep in mind, he is barely mining at this point. He's starting to mine out his main base. And with no secondary nexus coming in, this may just be a pure all-in coming in from our Protoss. Where's that? I think I saw a War Prism in production. Perhaps I didn't. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so a red War Prism, or just a War Prism, is going to be used here to reinforce the Protoss army here. The thing is, Banshees are still a thing, so the Marching Corps needs to stay at home to fend this off with photon overcharge, because he wants to warp in as much as he can aggressively. By the way, these 3 probes, I don't think this is very cost effective, but anyway, that's apparently the shortest route to that nexus. And here the first Banshee come in, starts to pick off a lot of probes. But our red Protoss has it up for aggression at the same time. Armor supply is 40 to 23, so he's far ahead in that armor supply. No blink on these Stalkers. Blink could be very effective here. Just pushing up against 3 tanks. This is not an effective way to fight, but he's moving in. He's starting to clean things up. And if he reinforces with more Stalkers, this is doable. SCVs are being pulled right now. Could have pulled them a long time ago to repair the tanks. 1 Marauder pops, which is going to be so effective in this fight, but he dies immediately. Would have been very effective to keep him alive. Now well, both of them are dropping heavily in supply, but our Terran player is dropping a bit more. He's down to 31 supply to 33. Armor supply is 16 to 11, so it has evened out, but our red Protoss can of course warp in here if he wants to. Banshees coming back home, and they can be so important for our Terran player here. More SCVs are being built as well as another tank, but I think these Banshees are going to be able to clean it up. A couple of more Stalkers being warped in though, 4 of them in total from the 4 warp gates. Now he needs to pull a lot of SCVs to repair these Banshees, I think. Still a tank being built. Oh, one of the Banshees does fall to that final Stalker shot. And the Stalker count is a bit too high, I think. Another Banshee is moving in. 1 more tank has popped, as I mentioned earlier. It has been in production for quite some time. The Stalker count is still too high, and more of them can be warped in. Banshee trying to kite, but no, it's not going to be enough, I don't think. I think our red Protoss has done it here. TTumbeNuß sort of thingy name has managed to take this game, because it's 17 supply. I mean, yeah, I guess it's still double command center, but the armor supply just isn't here. There is no army for our blue Terran. Doesn't have enough to clean this one up. He's starting a mine right now, but with the observer here, the mine is not going to be able to do a whole lot. So I think somehow, some way, our red Protoss has done it. He fended off those Banshees just barely, and as you can see, he isn't mining too much anymore. You are so dumb. You're the one who went for the proxy Marines. Anyway, there we go. Our red Protoss takes it in the end. So Terran player went for a pretty cool push, but yeah, that was a pretty cool game nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know who submitted this. I guess was the Protoss player. I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed the cast, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.